Hi there. So my name is Giselle Carson. I am a corporate immigration and compliance attorney, and I am traveling. So this Q&A, which is actually pretty special, is going to be just a recording and not a video as I have done in the past. But it is really important because I am going to start a series of I-9 E-Verify compliance because that is an issue that is not going to go away. So be on the lookout for the second Wednesday of each month where I will be sharing practical, simple I-9 E-Verify updates and tips for employers. So for today, what I'm going to be talking about is what employers need to know about Form I-9 before July 31st, 2026. And you may be wondering, what do I need to do? I haven't heard about this. So here is what is happening. What is significant about July 31st, 2026 and the Form I-9. So July 31st is the last day that employers could use the older Form I-9, which displays an expiration date of 7/31/2026. So go look at your I-9s if you're looking at this, and it will help to have a Form I-9 on hand so that you can see what I'm talking about. And beginning August 1st, the employer should no longer use that version. So the version that has an expiration date of 7/31/26, and start using the version or the edition that says 01/2025. That is the edition that has an expiration date of 05/31/2027. And you may be wondering, why would I be using a form that has an expiration date of 07/31/2026 when there is a form that has an expiration date of 05/31/2027? And I know there's a lot of numbers here, but this is what happens. If you have various onboarding places or people that are involved, someone may be using, say, a manager at a work site may have copies of the Form I-9 that they have made in the past, and they continue to use that Form I-9, and that form could have an expiration of July 31st, 2026. Or you may have an onboarding package that was created a while back and also has the expiring Form I-9. So those are just some examples of where this could pop up and you may not even realize it. So you may be asking, do I need to redo previously completed I-9s that have the 7/31/2026 expiration date? And the answer is no. That is valid. So currently, as we speak, there are 2 I-9 forms that are valid. So whether you're using one or the other one right now, you're okay. And I'm recording this on July 7th, 2026. So if you're using either one of those as we speak, don't do anything with those forms. They are fine and they remain valid. So no redoing, nothing to do. However, going forward for new hires, and also remember the supplement B, when you're doing re-verifications, the edition that expires 05/31/2027 needs to be the one that is being used. Okay, so I kind of started to mention, just for an example, where could you find these older forms. And here's a longer list so that you can explore, again, if you have a variety of entry points or onboarding points. So don't necessarily check just what the main HR office or the person that does the I-9 is using. That person likely and hopefully would know and is using the correct form, but of course, that's the first place to start. Then expand into other places. So HR and onboarding systems, electronic I-9 vendors, check with them. Make sure that they have updated their system and that you will be using the correct form going forward. Share drives, company intranets, new hire packets. Those are sometimes made in advance. That could be a very good place to look. Again, printed copies that are kept at various locations and used by managers in the field. Decentralized offices, they may not be as up-to-date as the main office. And outside payroll and onboarding providers. So that's a pretty good list of places to look to make, again, if you have a decentralized I-9 onboarding system, those are places that you need to look. A reminder, and why this is so important, that during an ICE audit, the use of an outdated form is treated as a I-9 paperwork violation. Those violations, the fines for them currently can range from $288 to $2,861 per affected employee Form I-9. So it can add up very, very quickly if the wrong form is being used. So to conclude here, 2 very practical actions. Check everywhere where the hiring process begins to ensure that everyone is using the correct edition of the form. And confirm also that your I-9 vendor has updated the form. So it's not just you, but those service providers that are providing you with I-9 services, if you have that. Going forward, as I said, next month, the second Wednesday of every month, I will continue to share practical I-9s and E-Verify information to help you build a simpler and more consistent compliance process. And if you enjoy this update and you find it valuable, I would love it if you give us a like or if you share it with HR, legal, business colleagues who need to stay ahead of this immigration changes. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.